It is now time for Your Money. We're joined by David Nelson, CEO of Nelson Corp Wealth Management. David, welcome back.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here. We're talking about uncertainty this week. Certainly nothing new with government shutdowns, trade tariffs, taxes. There seems to be a lot of uncertainty going around. How does this compare when talking about years past?
Well, as slide one will visually show us here, we look over a period of time. What we find is that we've had some bumps along the way, but what we experience as far as towards the tail end here is pretty significant. We're in the high uncertainty territory. Again, it has to do with what you just brought up as far as the tariffs, the China issues as far as over there, Brexit. All of these things are really significant. And when you get into this high uncertainty, basically corporations oftentimes will back off. They won't be investing like they would otherwise. And this is not what we want to see as far as in this type of a situation as far as up here. Doesn't mean markets are going to roll over, but it's not necessarily good news.
Talking impacts both globally and here, what are we talking about when we see uncertainty?
Slide two will visually show that. The top is looking at the global, kind of everything shoved together as far as one. Again, we see a few spikes along the way here, and we see this dramatic move here. Now, if we look as far as the number two, that's China, which is in red here, orange. Bottom line, massive move up here, and very predictable as far as through the years. Again, we're going back to the 90s as far as on this particular one. And then the bottom, we're looking at the UK. In the UK, we've had this huge spike in 16. Things have calmed down just a little bit here, but this Brexit is a big, big item. And again, the uncertainty that exists out there can create opportunities, but for many individuals, it's a time as far as to be concerned about this and probably not be too bold.
Yeah, definitely. So what are some other ways that you can look at uncertainty?
So Citigroup, this would be slide three. Citigroup has put together an economic surprise index. And this index has been pretty remarkably good as far as trying to make some calls on just what you brought up. And that is, we had this spike in 16 and 17, and what we find is that things are actually calming down a little bit. The surprise has to do with earnings, primarily, as far as our companies surprising on the upside, our companies surprising on the downside. And what we find as far as in recent times is that it's been more predictable. The hope is that this trend certainly continues, but there's no assurance as far as that's going to happen.
Oh, it's important information, David. We thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Roderick. Appreciate it.
Of course. And if you missed any part of our conversation, we will make it available to you on our website, ourquadcities.com.